Hi friends, Tina did it here and welcome back to my channel. Today's DIY is going to be a little different. I made this console table and I would love to share how I made it with you because the console tables can be pretty pricey. I've seen them on Wayfair and other websites. They're from $300 up to $1,000. So this is definitely a money saver. I think I only spent like $35 on this. And of course, this is perfect all year round and you can make it any color you'd like. Here I just went with gray because my entire living room is gray and white. So if you want to see how I made this, just keep on watching. Here is the type of wood that I use for the top and the bottom of the console table. It's a 2x6 by 20 feet. So again, it's a 2x6 and it's 20 feet long, and I had them cut it down for me into 4 equal parts, so it was 5 feet each, and that's from Home Depot, and I believe the entire piece of wood cost me $22 and they do cut it for free. Now if you want to do like a one-stop shop, you can definitely substitute that piece of wood with Dollar Tree items, and this is the wood that you would use, but my Dollar Tree didn't have enough of those, so that's why I decided to go with the piece of wood. But you can definitely make this console table using all Dollar Tree items. I'm going to be placing heavy items on my console table, that's why I decided to go with this thick wood instead. And after calculating it, I realized this is the cheaper route to go. Now it's time to glue these pieces together. Before I glue them together though, I'm going to sand my pieces of wood down a little bit. Remember, when you're picking out your piece of wood, you want to pick one that's a little clean so that way you don't have to do much sanding to it. So I'm going to go ahead and sand it, and I'm going to focus on the sides, the ends of the table, because I want to make sure that's nice and smooth. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Before I forget to mention, if you like videos that are straight on point and cute and simple projects like this one and definitely affordable, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you're notified every time I upload a video. Just a quick review, remember you're going to get a 20-foot long 2x6 and you're going to have them cut it into 5 foot each, 4 equal parts. So you're only buying one long piece of wood and you're going to have them cut it down. Now I'm going to glue each 2 together because we do have 4, remember. So now I'm going to take these 2 and with my Gorilla Glue, I'm going to glue each 2 side by side. So our console table is going to be 2x12 because we're adding a 6 to a 6, and it's going to be 5 feet long. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to flip one board over and I'm going on its side, and I'm going to apply the Gorilla Glue and spread it out a little bit and then glue the other one to it. You guys, this project was super easy and it's very sturdy. I've already placed everything that I needed on there, and trust me, I placed heavy items on there, and it's holding up. It hasn't fallen apart or anything, so definitely give this a try. This is definitely a money saver. So here I'm just spreading out the Gorilla Glue like I said, and I'm going to glue the second piece of wood to it. Just a quick reminder, Gorilla Glue does take a while to seal and completely dry. So I am going to leave those for 24 hours. I'm going to let it dry overnight. And basically here I'm doing the same thing. I'm tilting the board over on its side and I'm going to apply the Gorilla Glue and I'm going to put the other board on top. And remember, I'm going to leave this overnight to completely seal. Now that they're completely dry, I want to get rid of that little split down the middle between the 2 boards, and I'm going to use spackling for that. This is perfect, and I believe they also have a tub at Dollar Tree. This one I just happen to have on hand already, but they do, like I said, they have a tub at Dollar Tree. I haven't used it in any projects yet, but you guys, I'm definitely in love with the spackling technique. Anything you don't want on the piece of wood, you can definitely cover it with that and then sand it down and then paint it. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to fill in the little gap in between and let it completely dry, and then we'll sand it down and paint it. Now I'm going to set that board to dry and the spackling to dry, and while it's drying I'm going to take these 4 bowls, I'm sorry, and here's the barcode just to make sure you pick up the correct one. And I love this because it's thick glass and it will hold up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to glue each 2 together using E6000. So it's going to be, what is it, like top to top, or what, like the top of the bowl to each other, creating a little globe or a little ball, and I'm going to have 2 of those. So while the E6000 is drying, I'm going to move on to the next step. I picked up these 4 pieces of Halloween decor from Dollar Tree, and by the way, everything in this video is from Dollar Tree except for the wood that I used on top, but like I said, you can substitute that with something from Dollar Tree. But I'm going to go ahead and remove the little handles or the hooks and the sticker back there, and I'm also going to flip it over and remove that bow in front. What we're going to do is we're going to sand it down in a few minutes because this is not painted on the wood. It's actually like cardboard feeling, and it's like a sticker. So you peel that off, and then we're going to use water to take the rest of the cardboard off because I don't want this falling apart. So I want to be able to actually glue the glass onto the wood itself, not cardboard. Now the fastest and easiest way to do this is to put a little bit of water on top with using a paintbrush and then sanding down the cardboard. You'll see here, my sister is here helping me out. Basically, we're going to go in with a paintbrush, like I said, and apply a little bit of water, and then using sandpaper, we're going to sand all that cardboard off. So I'm going to set those pieces of wood aside, and I'm going to bring my board back now since the spackling is completely dry. I'm going to go in with sandpaper once more and sand it completely down, make it nice and smooth, and then we're going to paint it. And for a quicker cleanup, I just vacuumed everything away. And now it's time to paint. Here I'm going to use Pewter Gray by Apple Barrel. Like I said, my living room is basically all gray and white, so this is why I decided to go in with the console table and make it gray as well, so everything matches together. So I'm going to place the paint all over the board and have fun with this. I gave my 2 boards 1 coat and I let it dry, and I gave it a second coat, and here I'm working on the back of the board, and I did the same thing for the second board as well. Now while the boards are drying, I'm going to take these 2 glass from Dollar Tree. I actually have 6 of them. And here is the barcode just to make sure you pick up the correct one. The goal here, once again, is to pick up thick glass so that way this doesn't fall apart, because if we use like anything like the vases that they have, I don't see that staying up. So the goal here is to use glass that's thick. So here I'm going to do the same thing I've done with the bowls earlier. I'm going to apply E6000 and then put the other glass on top of it. Here's what I'm going to do with the bowl. I'm going to start off with the bowl, apply E6000 on top of that, and then I'll be placing the tower of glass that I made on top of that. So I'm going to apply E6000 where the two of them touch, and I'm going to place the glass on top of the ball like I said, and I'm going to let that completely dry before moving on to the next step. This console table does take a while to put together because you gotta wait for the glue to dry before moving on to the next step. Remember how I told you I had 6 of those glass? Here are the other 2. Not 2, 1. Remember, we're making 2 sets of these. So this is the last glass I'm going to glue. I'm going to apply E6000 wherever the glass touches the ball, because this one is going to go underneath that tower you see there on the left. If you're a bit confused, don't worry. I'm going to review with you once more in a few minutes. When I put this all together, I'll show you the order exactly how it goes. Now that I'm done gluing the entire tower, I'm going to take my wooden frames back, the 4 that I had earlier, and I'm going to glue 2 on each tower, 1 on each end. So I already glued that bottom part. Now I'm going to flip the entire glass tower and glue that piece of wood onto the other end. And I am going to use a mixture of E6000 and Gorilla Glue, and that's it. We're going to basically center the top of the cup right there onto that piece of wood. Please ignore my mistake. I accidentally sprayed the bowls right there, the ball. I got excited. I wanted to use my spray paint and try out the colors. So yeah, let's just ignore that before gluing it to the rest of the glass tower. But yeah, so we're just going to glue that in place. You can use a ruler and make sure that it's centered. And what I use for this to make it a little easier, I go ahead in with a pencil and I trace out the cup, and then I go in with E6000 and the Gorilla Glue mixture, like I said. And that way I know I'm applying glue exactly where the glass touches the wood frame. So here is the review. So this is what you should have so far. 2 wooden frames at the top, and then under that you're going to have 2 glass face to face, and then 2 bowls face to face, and it should create that ball look. And let's ignore the one that's spray painted already. But then in the end you should have 1 glass and then one more piece of wood, and you should have 2 towers completely dry before we go in with the spray paint. So here at the bottom, I'm going to let that glue dry, and I'm going to go in with this satin spray paint, and it's called Coastal Gray. Remember, you can make this console table any color you'd like, but you see that ball right there? That's exactly what it's going to be, and it's going to match the pewter gray that I have. We're almost done with this table, guys. This is so exciting. But here I just have it by my fireplace, and I'm just building it there. But yeah, so I have 1 board at the bottom, and I'm going to measure exactly where I want my glass tower. I ended up going in 6.5 inches, I believe, or almost 7 inches from the sides, and I believe 2.5 inches in. But make sure you just have your wooden frame centered and do the same technique with a pencil. Trace around it, apply the glue, and then apply glue at the top, and put the second board for weight and let it completely dry. And here's the finished look. I'm pleased with the way it looks. I love the way it looks, and this is going to look great for Christmas time. It's definitely a money saver, and here I just have it by my wall. I will be changing the frames up there, but I also thought it actually looked pretty cool around the fireplace as well. But yes, this is very exciting. I went ahead and added a few decorations, but definitely I'll be adding more to this, and I actually have heavy things that I'm going to place on this, and I already have placed it on there, and this is holding up great. It's very sturdy, and I can't wait to add more decoration to this, especially Christmas decorations, my favorite holiday. But I want to hear what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you, so make sure you stop by the comments and let me know what you think. This definitely looks high-end without the high-end price tag. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more fun DIYs. And make sure to share with your friends. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!